With the car pack literally coming out tomorrow, I thought we'll take a look at the McLaren 650s, because as we know, in tomorrow's car pack the 720s is coming out. And if you're up to date with your car knowledge, you'll know the 720s is here to replace the 650s. And I'd never really driven this 650s, I'd always seen it out there, and I always thought that this was a dreadfully mid-tier supercar. It's very quick and very easy to drive, and I love it so much. I really enjoy this car, and even when I've been an idiot with it, the car is so easy to drive and get control of. I managed to save it. How does that happen? Well, we'll go through it all. This, as I said, is the 2015 McLaren 650s Coupe. If you want to buy it in Forza Motorsport 7, you have to splash out 320,000 credits, which is expensive, I agree, but for the level of performance you get, it is very good. For this 320,000 credits, you get 641 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, weighing 3,148 pounds. Now, like I said, whenever I saw this car, or the 570s, or anything for that matter that isn't the 720s, I've always thought these are dreadfully mid-tier supercars. And I'm English. I do enjoy what McLaren do. I love the 12C. I adore that thing. And this I never really understood why it was built. But these starts, they are amazing, and we'll get into why in just a moment. So, for grip, we've got 235s on the front, 305s from the rear, and street tyres as standard. It is rear-wheel drive and mid-engined, so you would expect it to have a little bit more understeer with it having much smaller front tyres than rear tyres, and it being mid-engine, you would expect it to have a little bit more understeer, but no, it doesn't. In fact, it has more oversteer than it doesn't. I didn't have an issue at all when driving this thing with understeer. You can see I'm literally throwing it into these corners because it's so much fun to drive. It has a 3.8 litre twin-turbo V8. And the car goes from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, 0 to 105.8 seconds, 60 to 0 in 130 feet, 100 to 0 in 306 feet, with a top speed of 204 miles an hour. Now, I want you to take into consideration a 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. 2.9 seconds. It takes me longer to say 2.9 seconds than it does for the car to actually reach 60 from a standstill. It is so superbly quick. It is out of this world quick. Honest to God, when I came to do this review, I did this review solely for the fact when we do the 720s review, we can come back to compare it to this to see how much better it's done. I've never done a review which I didn't really much care about at the start, which I have enjoyed recording and driving the car as much as I have this car. It is so good. It is so much fun. Listen to it. It's got a V8. It's mid-engine. It's rear-wheel drive. It is incredible, the aero in it. Because I drive first-person mode, I never actually realised it had active rear aero until it come to recording the replays, and then I saw it. But I am speechless with this car. Like, this is the kind of car I will always just look over because, it's kind of like the Ferrari 458. Very, very good cars, but just dreadfully mid-tier, also I thought. Now, look at, do you see that drift? It is so controlled. It is so, I genuinely don't know what it is amazing. It is so good. And I can't believe I genuinely never driven this thing in any Forza before doing the review for it, and I thought it was going to be, your typical good around the corners, good speed, but a little bit more oversteering. And that's technically what you could put this car into that bracket. But it is so much fun to drive, and I urge you before this car pack comes out, because this should be coming out on the Monday, although I'm not too sure, so it should be coming out the day before the car pack. It probably will. So I honestly say, if you're getting this new car pack tomorrow, try out this 650s and then compare it to the 720s, because this car is genuinely amazing. It is so quick at accelerating, it is incredible on the brakes, it's incredibly fun to throw around the corners, and I've only had about 1 or 2 accidents in this car through just having, like, just thrown it about. You saw right at the start, I took way too much speed, and I basically tried to kill myself, and the car saved me from doing that because it's that easy to drive. I've never had a car which I've just felt so confident driving. There's like the only accident I had while recording this preview bit, and it's just a bit of a bump on the tyre bundle. Like, it is superb, and the acceleration from it is amazing. Like, I can't think of a word which describes the acceleration on this thing. But anyway, we're here at the drag strip, so this is where the McLaren will do very well, with 2.9 seconds to 60, and we've literally already finished. And the quarter mile, it goes into 6th position with a 10.043. It beats the 911 GT2 RS by a couple of hundredths. It is just slower than its bigger brother, the McLaren P1, by 0.4 of a second. 0.4 of a second. That is amazing. But now we must come to the drifting, and when I came into this, I will say I was very excited for this because I'd been thrown around getting to know the car a little bit more, and I thought I really could push this car and get a good drifting session with it. And my god, did it look good while drifting. It just looks like it's having so much fun. The car itself, it just looks like it's having so goddamn much fun. And honest to God, this car, it is amazing. It's basically the perfect car for this game. It is really good. I love it so much. And as you can see, I'm not worried about drifting this thing. This is the first car with with 600 horsepower, over the 500 horsepower mark. You guys know I don't like drifting cars with too much horsepower because I will spin out too much. I'm not really attuned to that kind of drifting. This is the first car with that amount of horsepower, with horsepower over 500, which I've actually done really well with drifting. I've actually loved driving and drifting. And like, it's genuinely incredible how good this car is and how easy this car is to drive. I mean, admittedly, I may have accidentally had an accident, but that was purely because there is so much grip in the front end of this car. It's got such good turning response. It found grip unexpectedly. I did not expect it to find grip because the tyres were all, you know, red hot from drifting, and it found grip somehow, and it just shot me out. So that wasn't an accident due to having too much horsepower. That was an accident from the car being way too good at driving, and it literally just fired me out. And I don't drive with traction control. I don't drive with any assist on. And for it to find grip whilst drifting like that, it goes to show how good this thing is to drive and how safe it is to drive and how amazing it is. And you know, that was a 360 because it's skillful. Definitely. But we're coming to the final corner now, and it was pretty easy. This is also a car which I've been very easy to get around the final corner, and that's weird for this track. So where did we come? Again, into 6th position with 36,270 points. It is just lower than the 4GT by 700 points, but it is above the Bugatti Chiron by 600 points. Not many cars can say that. Anyway, we must now come on to our lap at our dedicated test track, the Suzuka Full Circuit. And I would be wrong to say I was very excited to do this. I was very excited to do this because this is a car which I was very comfortable with driving, and from practice it was going very quick. But as you can see, we're clipping the apexes, and there's no drama from the car. There's nothing to say that this car is about to let loose or is uncomfortable in any way. It is such a tight and very good to drive car, and it is amazing coming around the S curves, and you do see a little bit of a slide around the Dunlop curve at the start, and it does, as you're pushing it just a little bit too much, it does start to lose a little bit of grip. But I am genuinely pushing this car so much. Round the Degners, this thing was phenomenal because the brakes are really good. As you can see, there was a little tiny bit of sliding, but it just finds grip out of nowhere. I don't understand how this car can find grip out of nothing. And we're now coming up to this bend. This bend was actually the one I had the most issue just before the uphill hairpin, because it had so much grip. It turned in way too soon, and it wasn't what I expected. Up the uphill hairpin is where all cars get a little bit out of shape, because this thing has so much grip and can accelerate so quickly, it gets up there perfectly fine. Coming around this fast right-hander now. It is flat out in this car like it is many other cars, but I'm very confident in this car not wanting to slide out. Coming to spoon, you're very, very late on the brakes, because you can be in this car. Because the brakes are so good, you can be very, very late. And I take the double apex kind of way. I take the apex on the way in, go out, take the apex on the way out, and now we are accelerating down the back straight. And with the phenomenal acceleration of this car, it got up to an easy 185 miles an hour, and then could brake pretty damn late. You wouldn't expect a car doing that speed to brake as late as this car would, but it did. Round 130 out, no drama at all. Coming up to the Casio triangle, and as you can see, it's just easily braking. It's very easy. I run a little bit deep, but it's carrying so much speed, it doesn't matter. And this is where a lot of rear-wheel drive cars will get unfolded, coming out the final couple of corners. And as you can see, the McLaren, as I'm trying to get on the power to get around this final bend, it does get outsliding a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't lose too much time. Now we're accelerating down towards the line, and it is across the line. And the McLaren goes into 8th place with a 2:19.943. It is just a couple of 100th faster than Ford GT, and it's only 1.3 seconds slower than a Bugatti Chiron. I'm honestly speechless with this car. It is genuinely phenomenal. Out of all the cars we've tested so far, this is probably one you can compare most to the Ford GT. And you guys know I absolutely love that car. The Ford GT is one of my all-time favourite cars. And this car is better than it. And I'm like, statistically, you've seen it's basically around the same time it is around this track as the Ford GT, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. And like I said, I never expected this car to be any good. Like, I expected it to be good, obviously, but not superbly good as it is. I expected it to be around the mid-table-ish, quicker than obviously the saloons and the sedans and the SUVs we've taken, but around about the supercar level. This car touches hypercar level. It is 1.3 seconds slower on the circuit than a Bugatti Chiron, which has double and more of the power, and four-wheel drive, and amazing acceleration. It is a tenth or so slower, it's like 4 tenths slower in a quarter mile than its big brother, the McLaren P1. This car is phenomenal. And that makes me very, very, very excited for the McLaren 720S. But we're not going to worry about that now. That's for tomorrow and a couple of days later when we get the review for that. As for now, this car, it looks incredible. It looks really, really nice. It's nice and curved, and it just looks really nice. Everything works. The active aero looks cool. Would this be a car I would pin up on my wall? Hell yes, I would. No, it's not as dramatic as, say, a Lamborghini, but I think it bridges that gap between Ferrari and Lamborghini looks-wise. Ferrari's kind of always been that subtle, looks very good kind of thing, kind of car, but Lamborghini's been out there, machine guns, jet fighters. This car kind of is in between. For me personally, I think it looks better than, say, a Ferrari 458, but doesn't look as cool as a Lamborghini Aventador. It's kind of in between there. Having a V8, it sounds incredible. It drives near perfect. It is basically the perfect car for me driving wise. It's just a little bit more oversteer, but it's very, very, very easy to tame. And you don't have any understeer. I never had an issue with understeer even on this circuit, which is a very much handling circuit at points, and this car could do it perfectly. It's got amazing speed, amazing grip, and it is genuinely an incredible car. And as you can see is where it has got in the leaderboard. And we took the Aston Martin Vulcan out a couple of days ago, and that is a track-based car, and that was made 2017. This was made 3 years ago now, and it's better than an Aston Martin Vulcan, which is made for the track. And if that doesn't go to show something, I don't know what will, to be honest, because this is a road-going supercar, edging on hypercar levels of performance. So yeah, do I recommend you try this car out? Definitely, because it is an amazing vehicle, and I cannot stress that enough. And it just makes me even more excited for the 720S, because the 720 is obviously the predecessor to this car, so it should be 10 times better, which means it's going to make some upsets on the leaderboards and do incredibly. But yeah, comment down below, guys, what you think of the 650S, and do you think it's a good car? But yeah, that is it from me. Leave a like and subscribe for more car reviews very, very soon. Like I said, the new car pack comes out tomorrow, so we will be reviewing all the important cars in there and having some fun with them. Anyway, that is it from me, guys. If you've enjoyed them, make sure you... Yeah, I've said all that. Anyway, I'm so excited about this car. I'm getting all kerfuffled and all my words mixed up. But anyway, yeah, that's it from me. 10DC Hyper, signing out.